Hi, I'm Eric Laney, student intern for Northwest Public Television, and you're watching another edition of Real Gold, our weekly showcasing of Hollywood stars from the past century. Tonight we have the 1988 film 8 Men Out, starring John Cusack, Charlie Sheen, Christopher Lloyd, and many others you're guaranteed to recognize. This movie is a retelling of the so-called Black Sox scandal that rocked the baseball world in 1919. 8 of the players for the Chicago White Sox became involved in a gambling scheme and are paid to throw the World Series. At the time when this took place, the owners of teams had complete control over their players and often underpaid them. Something called the reserve clause was in place, which essentially blacklisted any players who tried to jump teams for a higher salary. It wasn't until 1975 that the reserve clause ended and players could become free agents, thus driving their incomes to the levels they enjoy today. At a time when players were so devalued by their owners, it's no surprise that they would do anything to make some extra money. The actions of the 8 Chicago players will continue to be a subject for baseball scholars for years. See how it all plays in our Real Gold presentation of 8 Men Out. Thanks for joining us for our presentation of 8 Men Out. This movie highlights how baseball sought to end corruption in the sport by making an example out of the Chicago White Sox. Some fans hail this event as a tragedy, since even players that were not found guilty were blacklisted. Shoeless Joe Jackson is one who was on his way to being a Hall of Famer, but is now ineligible from ever making it there. The cast of 8 Men Out is one thing that really makes this movie stand out. It featured Charlie Sheen and John Cusack in their early days when they were still developing their Hollywood status. However, it is said that the actors weren't chosen because of their rising stardom, but because of their true baseball skills. The director, John Sayles, cast himself in the role of Ring Lardner after it was discovered he bore a striking resemblance to the newspaper writer. Next week, join us for the 1961 film The Hustler. Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason star in this story of a rookie pool player who takes on the longtime champ in a high-stakes match. Until then, for Northwest Public Television's Real Gold, I'm Eric Laney. Hi, I'm Eric Laney, a student intern with Northwest Public Television, and you're watching another edition of Real Gold, our weekly showcasing of Hollywood stars from the past century. Our film this time is The Hustler, starring Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason from 1961. Directed by Robert Rossen from a script he wrote with the help of Sidney Carroll, the story involves a small-time pool hustler, Fast Eddie Felson, played by Newman, who travels from Oakland, California with his partner Charlie to challenge the legendary player Minnesota Fats, played by Jackie Gleason. Arriving at Fats' home pool hall, Eddie declares he will win $10,000 that night. After a marathon match, too much bourbon and bravado, Eddie is broke. He takes up with an alcoholic college girl named Sarah, played by Piper Laurie, and starts hustling to regain his confidence. He is determined to face Fats again, but he needs at least $3,000 to get his foot in the door. Eddie turns to a professional gambler for help while he risks it all to gain back his pride and money. Winner of 2 Academy Awards and 9 nominations, we hope you enjoy The Hustler. We hope you enjoyed our presentation of The Hustler. It won the 1962 Oscars for Best Art Direction, Set Direction, and Best Cinematography in a Black and White movie. Sadly, none of the actors won the awards they were nominated for, since their main competition was the cast from West Side Story. However, Paul Newman reprised his role as Fast Eddie Felson in the 1986 film The Color of Money, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Many have suggested that this was late recognition for his performance in The Hustler. Ironically, Newman originally turned down the part in order to do a movie with Elizabeth Taylor. Bobby Darin was then cast as Fast Eddie until Taylor's work on the film Cleopatra forced her to cancel the film with Newman, and he decided to take the part. Nobody thought to tell Bobby Darin, though, who found out from a member of the public at a charity horse race. Next week, we have a double feature of mystery thrillers about husbands with sinister plans for their wives. It's Alfred Hitchcock's Dial M for Murder, starring Ray Milland and Grace Kelly, followed by George Cukor's Gaslight, starring George Boyer and Ingrid Bergman. We hope you'll join us then. For Northwest Public Television's Real Gold, I'm Eric Laney.